What do you think is more dangerous to the country, drag or guns?
Drag, for sure.
How come?
It's poisoning the youth. That's what's going to run our country. It's scary. But guns is my right. I know how to handle them. I've taken training. I've raised my kids. Guns are our primary. It's our right, our Second Amendment right that I refuse to give up, and many of our people refuse to give up.
Only her people refuse to give it up. So apparently that's not the dangerous part. Forget the fact that folks are killed by the hand with people carrying these guns around every day and just shooting indiscriminately because they feel like it. It's those drag queens. There's more she has to say though, as they were talking in Iowa. More.
Not even just talking about. I'm just talking about the danger. You talked about how it's poisoning our kids.
From law-abiding citizens, and the thugs and the criminals are still going to have their guns. I want to be able to protect myself from a thug or a criminal. I want to protect, if I'm in a school visiting my grandkids and there's a shooting, I want to be able to pull out and stop.
But you just said it, if there's a school shooting, as far as I can tell, people haven't died from drag, and that's why I asked the question.
Answers for it. I have a question, Bert. Maybe you can tell me this because I've been asking myself this all morning. What's the difference between a thug and a criminal? Because she said, I want to be able to pull my gun to shoot a thug or a criminal. They already assume thugs are criminals, and thugs, of course, are black folks. We know they replace that with the N-word anytime they can. So what's the difference between a thug and a criminal? Can you shoot a thug just for walking down the street and wearing what you think a thug wears? Where does the line get drawn here?
That's a good question. The difference between thugs and criminals. We should ask them, because to me, I don't use the word thug. I think they use the word thug pretty much as you said, in replacement of the N-word. One time I was in Iowa, actually, where Michael Shore was, and I was talking to someone who was a sheriff. I had been in a car accident, my car was totaled, and I might have had a concussion and was not thinking right. And so I asked the sheriff, do you think the cops have too much power right now? And my friend in the back seat was like, oh no, we can't go here. And the response was actually pretty even-handed. He said, sometimes the Supreme Court takes away some of our power, and then we don't have enough, and then crime goes up, and then they give us some more power and we abuse it, and it goes back and forth. It swings like a pendulum, which is, a better take than I'd expect from someone in his position. But he then said, except now, things are not going well. We've got a bunch of thugs coming over from Chicago and they're living in Des Moines, Iowa. And I was like, oh, there it is from this guy. And it's true. It's just like when it's someone who is not black, someone who you're not going to racially profile as a thug. When you think about what a criminal is, it's like, oh, that's someone making a mistake or experiencing something that's abnormal. But then when you say thugs, people doing stuff that is against the law, when you say thug, you make it seem like that's their lifestyle, that's their choice, that's who they are as a person, right? That's what I take from the psychology behind it.
And if you follow that psychology, a thug would be former President Donald J. Trump, a lifelong full of crime and con artist work and screwing people over and all that type of stuff. Admittedly, let's keep it real. That's who the thug is here.